Hi, my name's Leanne Yoder. I teach 8th grade math at Mid-Prairie Middle School in Kelowna, Iowa. This is the second year that I've been flipping my classroom. Last year, my first year, I followed a traditional flipping model where students would watch videos at home as homework and take notes, and then they would come to class and practice problems or do activities, a lot of group work and peer work. I decided that this year I wanted to take the next leap or take my instruction to the next level, so I decided to try Mastery Flip. I knew that Mastery Flip would be the right step for me and for the students in my classroom because I had a stockpile of videos that students could watch through, and it would allow students to work at a pace that's right for them through the materials. To structure my mastery units, I decided to come up with clear learning targets. So first, I took a chapter out of my math textbook and I had 3 learning targets for that chapter. Next, I created a flowchart using Google Drawings of all of the required activities and optional activities. Some examples of required activities were videos, so all of the videos were required, and a lesson quiz to prove their learning on each learning target. The optional activities were practice problems that students could use. The flowchart, I took some time to directly tell the students how they could use the flowchart. I said you need to watch the videos, you practice some problems, and then you take a lesson quiz. If students passed the lesson quiz, then they could move on to the next video or the next learning goal. If they did not pass the quiz, then they had to rewatch parts of the video, do some more practice, or have conversations with a peer or the teacher. And then they would retake the quiz, and once they passed, they could move on. The quizzes I created using Google Forms, and then I used an add-on called Super Quiz, and Super Quiz allows me to instantly check the quiz that I put in, so instantly check their answers. I did make all of my quizzes multiple choice, so it would be easier. And then I could instantly send the students an email with their results, so they knew exactly how they did, and they could record their score, and they knew what types of problems they needed to either rework on or they knew they could move on. To stay organized with this, I did set a test date. I said all students were going to have a test on a certain date, and so they were able to work through at their own pace. Some students finished before the test date, so they needed to have some enrichment. So this summer I spent some time coming up with enrichment activities for students who either tested out of something on a pretest or finished early. One of those examples was a book like this one. It's called 25 Real Life Math Investigations, and I let students pick what activity they want to do that interests them, and they could work through the enrichment activity on their own or, with a partner with my support. To stay organized with students' progress, I created a spreadsheet that had all of the required activities in it, and then students had to show me their video notes and their passing score on the lesson quiz in order to move on. There were some students who got behind during class time, so I was able to use the spreadsheet and email them using a mail merge add-on, and I could email them what I wanted them to work on at home so they could get caught up. If you are considering doing a Mastery Flip unit, there are a few things I've learned that I think you should consider. The first thing that I realized is that mastery learning and mastery teaching are hard. With a traditional model, students have a certain due date for a video, and they do a certain set of problems or activity in class, and then everyone moves on regardless of whether each student learns or not. With mastery teaching and learning, you have to require a student to learn a topic before you allow them to move on, and that can be very stressful and time-consuming for the teacher and for the student because you want each student to achieve the desired learning, and it's just not realistic to never give a due date. You have to give a deadline. So that can be very stressful. A second thing that I learned is that it's important to have clear expectations. I started the year with a traditional flip unit this year because I wanted to make sure that students understood my expectations for when they watch a video and how that should look. They needed to understand how to take notes and what decent notes look like. They also needed to understand my classroom expectations so that things could go smoothly with a Mastery Flip unit. And so I was glad that I did that because when students were working through at their own pace, they understood the expectations. Lastly, I think it's important for Mastery Flip for students to have a device, or it definitely makes it easier. All of my students have a Chromebook, so it helped with the organization of their notes and their lesson quizzes and keeping track of things, and it also sped things up because they all automatically had a device at their fingertips when they were ready to move on to the next step. I wish you all luck with your journey in flipped learning.